Hi everybody, it's August the 3rd, 2023, and I'm a little bit behind on this one because yesterday PUBG dropped patch 25.1 onto the PC test servers, and this update will be coming to PC public servers on August the 9th and console servers on August the 17th. And this is an interesting update because not only does it include updates for Miramar, that old favourite map, but also we get a new weapon, the Draganov, which does have a rather controversial feature. So let's dive into the patch notes and see what PUBG have got to say. Here we go. New weapon, the Draganov, introducing the world's first designated marksman rifle, the Draganov, to PUBG Battlegrounds, complete with its potent lethal firepower. This new addition to the arsenal utilises 7.62 ammunition and is recognised for its potential to inflict high damage akin to a sniper rifle. With a bit of luck, and that's the key, you can take down an enemy in a single shot, adding a thrilling element of unpredictability to both solo and squad encounters. However, the Draganov is not without its challenges. Its hefty recoil and slower firing rate require a steady hand and quick reflexes. If you're a player confident in your ability to master these traits, we'd highly recommend stepping up to the challenge. So it's a DMR, single fire mode, semi-automatic, can attach up to the 15 times scope, uses 7.62, and this is the bit. So normal damage per shot is 58, which I think is fairly par for the course for a DMR. I mean, it's on the high side. But also you have this 73 max. At a given probability, the max amount of damage will be inflicted. So it's got like a critical hit chance. And from what I understand, what other people are saying is if it does 73 damage and you hit a headshot, that will take someone down wearing a level 2 helmet, which is normally reserved for the bolt action sniper rifles like the Kar 98 and those sorts of ones. So yeah, interesting. The first instance of a critical hit, which is almost like an RPG mechanic. You get it in like the Division, and normally you get it in fantasy games with like swords and stuff. Interesting. Yeah, effective range 500 meters, muzzle velocity 130 meters per second, 150 RPM. So it can still fire pretty quick. Can take every AR and DMR muzzle attachment, every AR and DMR magazine, stock attachment, cheat pad, world spawns. Availability on every map and mode, not available in Blue Bomb Rush mode. So what the devs got to say about this? Greetings players, we're excited to officially unveil the Draganov as recently previewed in our last dev letter. In general terms, the Draganov boasts performance akin to other designated marksman rifles, but has been uniquely engineered to deliver potentially high damage at a given probability, but also presenting risks in terms of recoil rate and firing rate commensurate with its potential for high damage output. Our dev team aspires to break away from updating with similar weapons and instead introduce weaponry embodying unique concepts to foster distinct gameplay experiences. We're hopeful that the Draganov, with its new position in the weaponry arsenal, will offer an exciting, fresh dynamic for our players. As we are introducing a novel system that expands on the existing mechanics of PUBG Battlegrounds, we will be intensively monitoring both community feedback and vital gameplay statistics. Your thoughts and comments are not only welcome but crucial to us. Through these kinds of innovations, we aim to go beyond basic game balancing. Our goal is to stimulate a rich tapestry of scenarios, augment the thrill of strategic gameplay, and establish a dynamic environment where our players can continuously evolve and improve their skills. The Draganov, readily available as a world spawn weapon, is something we hope all players will have the opportunity to experience. We aspire for it to become a versatile, impactful choice across the board in both normal matches and ranked. We invite you to encounter the Draganov in our test server today. So it's interesting. So you got to think, okay, so if you're using the Draganov and you've got, I don't know, a 10% chance or a 20% chance of getting a one-shot kill hit to the head on a level 2 helmet, the way that they have to balance that, I guess, is with recoil and rate of fire. So that if you don't get that percentage or you don't hit that headshot, the chances of you then following up with several shots after that, as you would with something like the SKS or the SLR or any of the other DMRs, which you can quickly pop off a load of shots with, has to be much reduced. So this thing must hopefully have loads of recoil. So you might get a chance for that first lucky headshot bang, but there should be so much recoil that it's very difficult for you then to get back on target straight away and start hitting. The problem, though, as we know with balancing via recoil, is that especially PC players are incredibly good at dealing with recoil. They can go fully auto on an AK, with a 4x scope on it. So it's going to be interesting, because otherwise what happens is this becomes the go-to weapon. It's the DMR you have to have, because it gives you that opportunity to get a bolt-action sniper rifle sort of damage occasionally with a headshot on someone. So it'd be interesting to see how they do that. I also think that they should put these things in supply drops as well. They should be. It's a powerful weapon. You should have to go and hunt it down, I think, and pick one up that way. But I know why they don't do that, because if they do that, it means that lots of people never get a chance to play with it, so they rather have it spawn in the world. So there we go. Now there's also going to be a collaboration with Aston Martin, so undoubtedly if you spend far too much money in the PUBG shop, you'll be able to buy this skin for the car, and they tend to be very expensive. I was very disappointed with the Street Fighter skins, actually, because I was thinking, ooh, one of those might be quite cool, but they're so expensive to buy that it's like, no. Miramar, here we go. The following updates apply to every mode. Miramar, new area, Partona. A lively hustle and bustle of markets and plazas. Partona is a circular village alive with a festival that harmoniously blends indigenous practices and traditions. Partona replaces the previous area, Los Higos, added a new style of house sets. Dev's comment: Partona has been meticulously crafted to offer looting efficiency similar to that of Los Higos, to provide a seamless navigation process for players. A bridge has also been constructed for easy access from the southern island. Okay, resort. Conceptualized from an abandoned retreat, the resort is majestically perched on a hill overlooking the sweeping southern seascape, adjusted the locations of house sets and roadways. The previous terrain, densely filled with housing sets, offered sub-optimal looting efficiency, and the rough fields posed a challenging landscape for players, especially when the blue zone shifted to this area. To enhance gameplay, we've removed the paddy fields, transforming the space into the resort, a thrilling new locale for looting. Truck stop. An oasis for trucks laden with materials to take a much-needed break. The truck stop replaces the previous junkyard area. The redesigned layout includes a main road, secondary roads, and rustic dirt paths for improved navigation and engagement. Improvements have been made to the surrounding terrain. Dev's comment: the truck stop introduces a unique visual theme and emphasises a distinctive battle experience. With the integration of these new elements, we aspire to facilitate a different combat dynamic, distinguishing it from the other Miramar areas. Cool. New feature, Sandstorm. Presenting a vigorous wind of sand that traverses across this desert-like map, the Sandstorm. The Sandstorm replaces Miramar's existing red zone. Gradually depletes the health of players inside, regardless of their location, be it within a vehicle or inside a building. Alright, so you can't protect yourself from it. Obstructs visibility to a certain extent, slightly slows down movement speed, extinguishes smoke grenades and molotovs, generates static electricity due to the intense friction from the swirling sands, rendering electronic equipment such as jammer packs, drones, spotoscopes, blue chip towers and blue chip transmitters inoperable. Subsides after some time, does not form over the sea, displays a warning message during the match, and is activated area UI on the world map. Interesting. Right, they're kind of showing you how it works there. New feature, Zipline. Introducing the new Zipline, enabling fluid navigation across various locations. Every zipline is equipped with 2 ropes. Ziplines can be used using the interaction key. You can then embark with the forward direction key. Ziplines allow straight movement only. Reverse traversal is not an option. Multiple players can use the zipline simultaneously, but simultaneous boarding per rope is not possible prior to departure. When players share the same starting point of a single rope, players can use the zipline sequentially following the departure of the preceding player. Once players reach the opposite side, they are automatically unhooked. Mid-journey release can be initiated by hitting the interaction key again, leading to a fall. In case of a fall, players can deploy their utility parachute depending on the fall's height. SMGs or handguns can be used while riding the zipline, but reloading is disabled. Ziplines are marked on the map. And the devs say, with the introduction of ziplines, players can strategically navigate through the islands and various ridges of Miramar at a brisk pace. Difficult to access spots like enemy guarded areas can be breached swiftly and stealthily via ziplines. The feature not only adds an exciting layer to combat dynamics, but also aims to mitigate the challenging terrain of Miramar. Excuse me. Area modifications. Alcantara. Remove the trailer park and ruins, and in its place repositioned Alcantara to be slightly close to the heart of the map. Brickyard. The area formerly known as Ladriella has been rebranded as the Brickyard. Campo Militar. Remove Toro Humida and its place reposition Campo Militar. I guess it's probably closer to this. It's probably more to the southwest now, isn't it? Cantera. Transform the artistic concept of Cantera, reimagining it as a facility that processes, stores and manages resources required for the construction of other buildings and factories. Chumacera. Surrounding area has been improved. Impala. The surrounding terrain has been enhanced. Los Leones. Certain buildings have been removed for optimization purposes, and its place new structures have been added. There we go. So I guess the idea is it runs smoother. Picado. Okay, so as we can see, loads of it has been changed to make it a more interesting place to fight. The Southern Island. The Southern Island has been expanded. Bridges have been added to connect it to the mainland. The positioning of house sets have been modified with more added. So what we got? So originally we had 2 bridges, didn't we? So now we've got another bridge and we've got 2 zip lines. Excellent. By adding bridges and zip lines, we hope to diversify the gameplay, offer alternative routes, and alleviate the stress associated with navigating them. I love the way they always talk about the stress. We want to make the game less stressful, but that's what makes PUBG so good. Additional pickups of Mirado vehicles will now spawn in both normal and ranked modes. Weather. A new desert-inspired hazy weather has been added. The sunset weather has undergone a rework. The texture of clear weather is enhanced. Please note the in-game weather is determined randomly based on specific probabilities. Texture. Enhance the overall map textures, including terrain, trees, grass and rocks. A new sediment rock texture has been added to cliffs. Cliffs have undergone colour adjustment and certain cliffs have been replaced. The world map and minimap have been updated. The Blue Zone. Adjusted the Blue Zone system in ranked and esports modes to provide a more challenging, predictive environment. Miscellaneous. Fuel pumps have been added throughout the map. General improvements have been made to the quality of buildings and doors. Blue chip towers have been relocated following the terrain alterations. Added a new Miramar signboard. New foliage. Reshaped some standard field areas. Added new environmental objects such as tumbleweeds and plastic bags. Certain fences have been removed and others replaced with more fitting designs. In our latest update for Miramar, our primary focus has been on fine-tuning and enhancing existing features rather than implementing a large-scale overhaul. Historically, Miramar presented players with numerous challenges, navigating difficult terrain, engaging in complex ridge combat, and strategizing around challenging landscapes. With this update, our aim is to diversify the gameplay experience by introducing various visual enhancements and incorporating new content. All the while, we've made every effort to maintain the core elements that define Miramar's unique gameplay. We've worked to improve Miramar terrain, merging a wider range of strategic routes to alleviate difficulties related to player movement, all while preserving Miramar's hardcore ethos. In our first step towards this goal, we have simplified or entirely removed certain areas of the map that we underutilized or somewhat isolated, thereby streaming the gameplay for our players. For this update, we have meticulously reworked elements of the map that were inconsistent, blah blah blah. We hope that these changes we can increase the variety of viable looting spots available to our players during the initial phases. In turn, this should enrich both movement patterns and strategic decision making within our game. Yeah, I mean, the danger with reworking maps too much is that you end up with everything being similar. You know, you're taking the edges off everything. And not saying that Miramar didn't need updates. I think mainly they should concentrate on performance updates to make it really run incredibly well. And I think the big complaint with Miramar is the fact that it's too big and games take too long, and you're left not fighting anybody for too long as well. So, you know, that early stage or the mid game can be too quiet. And I think the way that they should have just got around that is just by having the first blue zone appear on the map immediately as the aeroplane starts flying over, so it forces people to closer together straight away. Yeah, I mean, I've had some of my best solo victories on Miramar because you have these crazy changes in, especially the verticality of the map is very, very exciting. But anyway, let's see what happens. Emergency pickup. The emergency pickup plane is replaced by a helicopter. Sound effects adjusted accordingly. The helicopter's flight altitude has been reduced. Zeroing on 6x scope. Equipping a special vehicle skin. Upon entering the driver's seat of a vehicle, your own basic vehicle skin will automatically be equipped. That makes sense. You can now use the spectate feature after viewing the death cam. About time. Take your multi-care packages. Ranked, not really bothered about that. Arcade. New map on Team Deathmatch if you play that. Custom maps. The previous version of Miramar has been removed. Lobby. New feature Team Suggest. Focuses on recommending online players from a pool of your PUBG Battlegrounds friends. Okay, interesting. Devs comment. Clan. Got clans. Bug fixes. World. There we go. So, interesting. So what you will probably see from me fairly shortly is a gameplay video as well, where we go down on Miramar. Now, remember, when I do that one, I'll be playing on PC, so don't expect me to get very far, because I'm not very good at PUBG with mouse and keyboard. But yeah, an interesting patch. And then again, even though I might not agree with everything that the PUBG devs do, it's fantastic to see them carrying this game forward and continually updating it, and keeping players interested, because if it was the same all the time, you would get this drop off of players, wouldn't you? No matter how good it was, it would be dropping off. You need to change things to make people go, oh, I'm going to go in and have a go with that. But anyway, what do you think? Put your questions and comments down below. If you enjoyed the video, hit like. If you want to see more of the same, press subscribe. And of course, I'll see you again soon.